Travel Thru Grief. Welcome to this special bonus episode of Travel Thru Grief. Today is August 20th, and today is National Accessible Air Travel Day, a day that invites us to think about what it truly means for the world to remain open to everyone. Air travel can represent freedom, reunion, adventure, business, healing, and the chance to be somewhere completely different from where we began. But for many travelers, getting onto an airplane involves far more than purchasing a ticket, packing a suitcase, and arriving at the airport. It may require arranging wheelchair assistance, traveling with medical equipment, communicating a hearing or vision need, navigating long distances between gates, managing chronic pain, requesting extra time, or depending upon a caregiver or trained professional. Travel should be about the journey, not the barriers. Today gives us an opportunity to recognize the travelers, the caregivers, airport workers, airline employees, the advocates, family members, and just even compassionate strangers who help make air travel more accessible, respectful, and humane. Accessibility is sometimes treated as a special accommodation for a small group of people, but accessibility makes travel better for all of us. The traveler using a wheelchair benefits from an accessible route to the gate, but so does the person recovering from surgery. The passenger who needs clear visual signs benefits from thoughtful airport design, but so does the exhausted traveler rushing through an unfamiliar terminal. The person who needs extra time to board benefits from patience, but so does the parent traveling with young children, the older adult carrying medication, or the grieving person whose mind is moving more slowly than usual. Accessibility is not about giving someone an unfair advantage. It is about giving people a fair opportunity to participate. It is dignity made visible through thoughtful design, helpful policies, respectful communication, and small acts of kindness. Grief can create accessibility needs of its own, even when no one else can see them. After a major loss, the brain can feel foggy. Instructions that once seemed simple may suddenly feel confusing. A busy airport can become a wall of sound, movement, screens, announcements, and decisions. You may forget where you placed your identification 5 seconds after holding it. You may reach the security line and suddenly feel your heart pounding. You may hear a boarding announcement and struggle to understand whether it applies to your flight. You may be traveling to a funeral or returning home after saying goodbye, carrying ashes, transporting personal belongings, or taking the first trip without someone who once traveled beside you. No wheelchair may be visible. No cast may show. But that does not mean you are moving through the airport without a burden. There is often a belief that people should ask for help only when they absolutely cannot manage alone. We admire independence so much that we sometimes forget interdependence is also part of being human. There is no medal for reaching your gate in pain when assistance was available. There is no prize for becoming completely overwhelmed before admitting you need a quieter place to sit. Accepting help does not erase your strength. Sometimes it is an expression of strength. It means recognizing what your body, mind, or heart needs and choosing not to punish yourself for needing it. On a travel day, support might mean requesting wheelchair assistance, even if you can walk short distances. It might mean asking a gate agent to repeat information. It might mean telling a traveling companion that you need them to hold the documents for a while. It might mean giving yourself more time, choosing a direct flight, or allowing an airport employee to guide you through a process you've actually completed many times before. Accessible travel also depends upon people listening without judgment. Not every disability is immediately visible. Someone may be living with chronic illness, neuropathy, arthritis, balance problems, hearing loss, low vision, autism, anxiety, heart disease, diabetes, the effects of a cancer treatment, or a condition that changes from one day to the next. A traveler may appear capable while standing at the ticket counter, but be unable to walk the full distance to the gate. Someone may speak clearly, but still have trouble processing a rapid stream of instructions. Try going through Heathrow Airport and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Another person may be traveling with medical supplies that require additional explanation. Respect means believing people when they describe what they need. It means asking, "How can I assist you?" rather than assuming. It means speaking to the traveler directly, not only to the person accompanying them. It means remembering the person using the wheelchair is still the decision maker in their own journey. Caregivers deserve recognition today as well. Traveling as a caregiver can require constant awareness. You may be watching departure boards, managing medication schedules, keeping track of carry-on bags, checking for accessible restrooms, and communicating with airport personnel, and trying to keep another person calm while managing your own fatigue. Caregivers often become the unofficial travel coordinators, the medical advocates, luggage handlers, emotional supporters, and problem solvers. They may look composed because they have learned to function under pressure, but they need compassion too. The simple offer to lift a bag, hold a door, provide clear directions, or give them a little more space can make a difficult travel day a little bit easier. Small acts of kindness can make a very big difference. Airports are places of transition, and grief, it's also a transition. We move from one place to another, but we are not always certain who will be there when we arrive. That may be why airports can stir so many emotions. They can hold reunions and farewells in the same building. One person is running towards someone they love, while another is walking away from the last place they saw someone alive. Someone is beginning a long-awaited vacation, while another is boarding a flight because of an emergency. We cannot know the full story of the person ahead of us in line. We do not know whether they are moving slowly because of pain, fear, grief, medication, confusion, or exhaustion. Patience is one of the most accessible gifts we can offer. Sometimes people become irritated when boarding takes longer, when a wheelchair must be positioned, when someone needs extra assistance, or when a family just requires more time. But the few minutes we think we are losing may be the minutes that allow another human being to travel safely. That is not an inconvenience. That is community. We all want the plane to leave on time, But we also want to live in a world where people are not treated as obstacles. A compassionate travel culture understands that efficiency and humanity do not have to compete. We can move people through an airport effectively while still protecting their dignity. For those traveling after a loss, preparation can create a little more emotional breathing room. Place important documents in the same secure pocket every time. Keep medications and essential medical supplies in your carry-on rather than somewhere difficult to reach. And I learned this one on a few international trips. Write down your flight information, hotel address, and emergency contacts in case your phone battery dies, or grief fog makes details hard to retrieve. Give yourself additional time when possible. Pack something comforting, a scarf, a photograph, a small object connected to the person you miss, or even a familiar snack. Identify one person you can call or text if the journey becomes emotionally overwhelming. These choices do not eliminate grief, but they can reduce the number of problems your grieving mind must solve at once. You may also encounter unexpected grief triggers while traveling. An airport restaurant may remind you of a meal you shared. A destination on the departure board may be somewhere you once visited together. You may hear a song connected to a memory, or see a couple traveling in the way you once did. Tears can arrive at the gate, on the plane, or while waiting for your luggage. You do not have to apologize for having a human response in a public place. Step aside when you can. Breathe slowly. Place your feet on the floor. Notice what is around you. Let the moment pass through rather than demanding that it disappear immediately. Grief travels with us, but it does not mean we cannot continue traveling. National Accessible Air Travel Day is also about possibility. When barriers are removed, people can attend weddings, funerals, graduations, reunions, medical appointments, conferences, vacations, and once-in-a-lifetime experiences. They can visit grandchildren, return to meaningful places, explore new cultures, and create memories that remind them their lives are still unfolding. Accessibility does not merely open an airport door. It opens the possibility of connection, belonging, purpose, and joy. It allows someone to say yes to a journey that might otherwise feel impossible. Today, I want to offer a heartfelt thank you to the professionals who do this work with patience and compassion. Thank you to the airport employees who slow down long enough to listen. Thank you to the attendants who treat mobility equipment with the care it deserves. Thank you to the crew members who explain a process without making someone feel embarrassed. And thank you to the caregivers who prepare for every possibility. I want to say thank you to the advocates who continue to speak up when systems fall short. And thank you to the travelers who keep exploring, even when the journey requires courage and planning and persistence that others may never fully understand. Let today remind us that dignity, respect, and inclusion belong in every terminal, at every gate, and on every flight. Everyone deserves the chance to explore, connect, and belong. When we remove barriers, we do not just make travel easier, we open possibilities. We create a world in which more people can move toward the places and people that matter to them. And perhaps that is part of traveling through grief too. learning that the road ahead may require assistance, patience, and a different pace, but it is still open to us. This has been a special August 20th bonus episode of Travel Thru Grief. Wherever your next journey takes you, may you receive the help you need without shame, offer patience without hesitation, and remember that every traveler is carrying a story we cannot fully see. There is a path to healing. There is a way through, and every person deserves the opportunity to take that journey with dignity. If this episode connected with you, I'd love for you to follow our podcast, leave a review, or share it with someone who may need it. Those small actions truly help new podcasts like Travel Thru Grief grow and reach more people. And thank you to everyone who has already listened, rated, reviewed, and supported this journey. I appreciate you more than you know. Until next time, keep finding your way forward.